Hey everyone, it's Geraldo here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the Unlucky Leperchaun class. Now this is the 6th class I've designed, and it's part of the 2015 St. Patrick's Day event. This is only available this year and is permanently rare afterwards. So yep, hope you enjoy, and I'll just show you how to get it now. To get the Unlucky Leprechaun class, simply join Dark Carnival while it's in town. Remember, you can only do this during 2015, and then go to the Dark Carnival rares. Simply go to the class tab and you'll find two versions of the class available, a Legend or Member Only version for 50,000 gold, and an Adventure Coin version for 2,000 Adventure Coins. These are the only two ways to get the class, so yep, those are your options. And once this leaves the game, it's gone forever, so this is your only chance. Once you have your Unlucky Leprechaun class, you're going to want to enhance it. For this, I would recommend Full Luck. This class benefits a lot from its critical hit chances and stuff. It also uses the luck build for your stats, so luck is obviously going to affect it the best, as well as that it gives you a good sort of balance across everything. The Unlucky Leprechaun class uses the Rogue model to dodge, generate MP, so whenever you dodge and whenever you hit an enemy more effective on crits, you've got two passives here: Shed Dead Weight, which is 15% haste, which is quite important, and 10% extra crit. It's also got a rank 10 passive. Now this rank 10 passive is the exact same thing as Evolved Leprechaun, so basically every now and then your crits will do quadruple damage, which is quite nice. So as for all enhancements, I'd recommend personally Health Vamp, since this doesn't have a dedicated heal. It will heal when it dodges, but you really want to make sure you can do the best, or if you want to increase your crit damage even further, just go for Spiral Carve. Just as always, I'm using a stable weapon, so you'll see the exact average. If you use other weapons, you could hit a lot higher or a lot lower, so that choice is up to you. So your first move is just an auto attack, nothing special there, so that's 265 is how much you do with this. Your first move's sort of cool. It's called Unluck of the Irish, 10 mana, 8 second cooldown, and it causes half of your weapon damage, so as you can see, not a huge amount, but it can apply either lucky or unlucky to you. Lucky increases your damage by 20%, unlucky decreases it by 10%. Now, although it's a 50-50 chance for each to occur, when lucky occurs, it's 20% compared to just 10% less. So the rewards clearly outweigh the potential cost, and it's only a small little debuff. Not only that, but your damage actually increases here to 110%. So if you do get unlucky, you can just cancel it out and go back to normal damage, or you can go from 120 here to 130 with this. So that's something worth keeping in mind. Not only that, with this class's high haste, you'll find that you can actually loop the move and apply the effect again before it expires. Your second move is called Unlucky Strike, and this one doesn't actually have any effects. This one's just for a bit of extra damage, 6 second cooldown, and with the haste this class has, it's a lot less than 6 seconds. Just a little bit of MP, and it's pretty good. It doesn't look like it's doing much right now, but once you start to apply all the other effects in, it does make a noticeable difference. Just rest up and I'll explain, because it gets a bit tricky with all the effects this class can apply. You've got Luck Reserves here, 15 mana, 20 second cooldown. Now this is not a new move like the other two. This is a heavily modified version of the third move from Evolved Leprechaun. What it does is, I'm calling it Luck Reserves. It gets rid of some of your bad luck. Basically, all your attacks do 110% damage. This actually does a small amount of damage on its own right, but not much. It increases your crit chance and crit damage by an additional 7%, so 7% more likely to crit, doing 7% more damage, and also reduces all incoming damage by 40% for 6 seconds. Now, this will be important later on, so here we go. You can probably see a bit of a damage boost and not taking as much damage, although the natural dodge of this class is quite helpful. I think some of the text might be wrong, but you get the idea. It applies Stalic and Undead Blessing. Now your final move is quite cool. It increases your luck by 15%. Luck will increase your damage slightly, and I can prove that in a second, but increases your damage just a little bit. Increases luck also just feeds into a lot of your secondary stats here by a little, so yeah, that'll help. Also increases your crit chance and crit damage by 10%, so 10% more chance to crit, 10% more damage when you do crit. So when you add that here, that's actually 17 to each, and that lasts for 15 seconds. Now, it also increases your dodge chance by 25%, and increases the damage you take by 25%. Now, the dodge and damage seem to fully cancel each other out, but that's not actually true. The tricky thing here is that this class uses the rogue mana model. So by dodging, it gets MP and HP back. So even though you are taking extra damage when you get hit, you are still benefiting by A, all the extra little effects this move gives, but B, you're actually regenerating a lot more mana and MP than you usually would. So the original class had about 15% extra dodge, so this gives an extra 10 on top of that at the cost of damage, and that fits well with the theme of the class. This is Unlucky Leprechaun. Your opponent is not likely to hit you, but when you do, it is unlucky. So just to give you an idea, this is not nearly as dodgy as Rogue or Leprechaun, but it is up there. It is one of the dodgier classes in the game. So as you can see, that bonus damage that they can do isn't really affecting you. The fun thing is, and you'll notice that the effect's called Dark Side of the Rainbow. That's just a little joke. But this move is actually loopable. So you can keep this going the whole time because you are potentially taking extra damage, and if you want to take extra damage at that expense, that's your prerogative. So we'll try and use some of the moves in sequence. I'm forgetting that it loops, so it's all there. So you can see that this thing crits quite consistently. You do want to remember to use the haste boost all the time. If I was to recommend a way to use this class, it would definitely be keep these two moves stacked, and then here for damage, and then this if you want to take that little added risk. So really, I had a friend point this out to me. The best way to use this class is backwards from the last move to the front. I've seen a couple of videos where people have, and I can't quite remember the name, sorry guys, but I know the videos, where they have taken this Unlucky Leprechaun and gone against the original, and the results are very close, so that was quite cool. Especially since that other thing has a lot more dodge and this can take a lot more damage, so it was nice to see that they were actually quite even. So I hope you guys like the way that I took this class and made it sort of lucky in its theme and how it worked, and that I actually modified the class to be interesting. It's simple to use, you just use your moves backwards, but I think it's quite fun, quite interesting. Because I had to modify an existing class, I actually found it a lot harder to do. I find it's actually easier to take an existing class and modify it than it is to make a new class. New class, you can do anything. With this, you've got to be very careful about what you change and what you don't. I think I did an okay job with that. So yeah, hope it's one that you collectors like, since it's only going to be around this year and not much longer. As you can see, it actually can hang in there a while with low health, but when they get their strikes, they get their strikes. So I'm happy with how this one turned out. Hope you guys enjoyed the guide, and I'll see you next time.